Hello guys, welcome back to the new videos of Coding Pie. Today I am going to show you that how you can build an application that convert your image into a sketch. This is project 17 out of 50 plus AI project. So without wasting time, let's get started. And if you were new to our YouTube channel, then please hit like and subscribe button for more upcoming projects. So first thing first, what you need to do, just install all the required libraries which is necessary for this project, which include Grayscale and OpenCV Python. And here as you can see, I have already installed it, so it says requirement already satisfied. Now quickly I move on to the next step, where I used to import all the necessary libraries, where I used to import CV2 for image pre-processing. Next I used to import Grayscale as GR for creating user interface. Now after running the code, I will quickly move on to the next step, where I used to define a function which convert the image into a sketch. Now with the usage of def keyword, I used to define a function called image_to_sketch, where I used to pass one parameter, that is image. This function is responsible for converting base image into an sketch image. So at first what you need to do, CV2 provide a CVT color function where I used to pass base image, and then with the usage of CV2.color_bgr to gray, I used to convert the base image into grayscale. Then whatever value that comes after it, it is to be stored in gray variable. Next CV2 provide another function, that is CV2.bitwise_not, where I used to pass gray variable. This line of code is used to invert the gray image, which means that for each pixels, it subtract the value from 255. That means darker image becomes light in color. And I used to store it in inverted variable. Next with the usage of CV2.Gaussian blur class, where I used to pass inverted variable. And inside the round bracket there is 21,21, which is a kernel, and 0 tells OpenCV to compute standard deviation internally. This line of code is used to blur the inverted image, and this will help in creating soft background effect. And then whatever output that comes after it, it is to be stored in blur variable. Next again with the usage of CV2.bitwise_not function, where I used to pass blurred. This line of code is used to invert the blurred image, and whatever output that comes after it, it is to be stored in inverted_blur variable. And finally with the usage of CV2.divide function, where I used to pass gray variable, inverted_blur variable, and scale, which is equal to 256. This line of code is used to create a final sketch, and whatever output that comes after it, it is to be stored in sketch variable. And at last I used to return the final variable, that is sketch. Now after running the code, I will quickly move on to the next step, where I create user interface with the usage of Grayscale. And here as you can see, with the usage of gr.interface class, here I used to first define a variable called fn, and then I call a function called image_to_sketch. Next I used to define another variable called input, where I used to call gr.image class, and inside that class I used to define type and label. Next I used to define another variable, that is output, where I used to call gr.image class, and inside that class again I used to define type and label. And finally I used to define title, description and theme of this project. And at last with the usage of .launch function, I used to deploy the code on Grayscale. And as soon as you will run the code, you will get the public URL. And after clicking on it, you will redirect to the public user interface. Finally here as you can see the entire UI of this project. Now quickly upload the image, whatever image that you want to upload. And as soon as you will click on submit, you will get the result. So this is how you can build a deep learning application that convert your image into a sketch. I hope this video is informative. Please do like, share and subscribe for more upcoming projects.